national survey suggests most parents would rather wait and see before getting their younger children vaccinated against COVID-19. Here to answer your questions is Dr. Kristen Moffatt, an infectious disease specialist at Boston Children's Hospital. Great to see you, Dr. Moffatt.
Great to see you too.
All right, Dr. Moffatt, let's take a closer look first at those results from the Kaiser Family Foundation. Their study found, and again, this is nationwide, only 27% of parents in the U.S. say they will vaccinate their children ages 5 to 11 against the virus as soon as a vaccine becomes available. We know that could happen as early as next week. Now, I tend to think in New England, that number is certainly higher. We do have among the highest vaccination rates in the country. But does that low number, 27% across the country, surprise you?
It surprises me a bit, but not terribly. I recall when the vaccine was first being considered for authorization for 12 to 15-year-olds, that number was also low, not quite this low, but it was well under 50%. And now here we are in Massachusetts, at least with 74%, as you alluded to, Ben, of 12 to 15-year-olds being vaccinated. And that number is almost 60% nationwide. So it's very clear that for some parents, they take additional reassurance in waiting a little bit to watch how this rolls out in larger numbers of children. And I suspect that that will be the same for this age range.
Well, Dr. Moffatt, speaking of being reassured, you speak with a lot of parents. What does worry them most about the new vaccine?
I think actually it's exactly that. It's that it's new. I get the question a lot that because this vaccine is new, how can we feel so certain that there won't be long-term side effects that have not yet been revealed of this vaccine? And my response to them is that we have a decades and decades long history now with implementing vaccines that at some point in history were always new, and we started immunizing children with those vaccines. And what history has told us is that in every instance, even the really, really rare side effects that end up being associated with vaccines reveal themselves within about 6 weeks after immunization. And we're now at a point where we've got almost a year of history immunizing adults with these vaccines. We've got many, many months of immunizing younger children and adolescents with these vaccines, and they continue to have a very favorable safety profile. So I take that as very reassuring that that would be expected to continue, and that we have no suggestion that long-term side effects from these vaccines will be of concern.
That's a good perspective, that these side effects would have presented themselves by now. All right, well, some parents have asked us, should they involve their children in the decision to get vaccinated? Or maybe there's an age at which that becomes appropriate. What do you think?
I think that's exactly right, Ben. I think there is some age dependency to this. I think I would encourage every family who's considering vaccinating their 5 to 11-year-olds to have open discussions about the vaccine, what's known about the vaccine, and why it's important. And certainly children of all ages may have questions about this vaccine. I think parents should do their best to answer those questions. It's certainly conceivable, though, and there's some age dependency to this, that any child, when given the option of getting a vaccine, is going to just be flat out resistant because it's a shot and nobody likes to get shots. So I, as a parent, would just be prepared to respond to that as well.
Yes. Okay. Well, and before we let you go, a question from a viewer. Amanda wants to know, can the Pfizer vaccine affect puberty or menstruation in younger children?
There are no data so far to support any concern for these vaccines having an impact on puberty or menstruation in the millions now of 12 to 15-year-olds who've received this vaccine. And there's no biological reason, based on how we know these vaccines work, to expect that they might have any impact on puberty or have any long-lasting impact on menstruation.
All right, good to remember that 74% of 12 to 15-year-olds are vaccinated. That's a key figure here in Massachusetts as we move forward. Dr. Kristen Moffatt. Dr. Moffatt, thanks for your time.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor.